Good morning. This is Kula from OptionScalps, and we have another edition of the pre-market morning show here. Let's get right into it. So, taking a look at SPY here, we did see that yesterday we kind of came into almost exactly what we were thinking, down into that 540 range. We talked about locking up some potential swings for a push back at 550, 555, and it happened that day. It was an impressive move. When we started getting over 550, I said we're heading for the daily 20. I said we were looking for a potential pullback for potential lotto for that type of close. Never even got the pullback. We did get into a couple positions, but it really, I mean, we went from $1.30 cash out at round 3 something, and then it went all the way up to $8. So it was a kind of a crazy deal there. Could have really gotten nice, but we did call it quits at 550 instead of letting it go all the way to 555. So just kind of watching right here. Daily 20 is here. Don't negate how strong the daily 20 is on SPY here. We can consolidate. In fact, I do think that we'll likely find maybe a little bit of a push up, and then find ourselves kind of range bound. I don't think we're going to get much continuation today. You're going to find out why I think that. Let's go and look over here at our SPY. Let's take a look at the 555 range was tested here. This was the breakdown of this shelf right here. It did get rejected off of that level, and we are kind of sitting right at it. There is a possibility that we could run up and test some of these levels. 558 specifically, I think, is kind of what I was thinking. If we wanted to, I mean, 560 could be on the table. I don't really see it. Usually after a big, strong day like this, we spend a day of exhaustion. That's generally either a coiling day, which is a chop day, or we have some type of pullback. And so today, I'm not really looking for much of a continuation. I'd be kind of shocked, honestly, if we got continuation today. We've seen it in the past where we've had days, consecutive days, just streamlining like this. But I don't know if that's going to be the case today. I have a feeling it's not. But in any event, if it does start really start to pick up, 563, 564 would be the absolute top for me. I don't see us pushing any higher than that. And I know you're like, oh, that's all-time highs. But this is kind of where I'm looking at it now, is that we're more prone to seeing some type of chop or even a pullback. If we do pull back, there's a nice level here around that 549.25 that I would kind of watch for that to come back and get confirmed. This is going to be a level here. These are no longer even in, some of these needed to be cleared out. That's my bad. Let's see. Mark this up. I should have done a little bit cleaning before I hopped on here. Okay, so if we do see this thing pressing up, there is in no case today do I find it a positive to just hop in calls. There's no chance that I'm looking at this and saying I'm just hopping in calls. The risk versus reward here is not there. I wouldn't be entering in any calls. At least on SPY, you might find some on some tickers, but not on SPY. If you do get below, say, 552, and you hold below it, watch for it to press all the way back down to 549.70 and potentially press into our level that we have here that's unconfirmed at 549.15. I don't find us really getting down to this 546 level, but if it did, I also wouldn't be surprised. Again, we talked about it. Max pain and bleed for the week is at 552. And if we kind of chop around here, that would do the most damage possible. So let's take a look at NVIDIA today. NVIDIA came right into our level. This is the breakdown on NVIDIA here. Came right into that little swing low there and held. Now we're opening pre-market has us a little bit above. PPI numbers did come in slightly hot month over month, so similar to what we're seeing with CPI, and it has potential for a rescare. A rescare has that potential. So if you do see us below 115.67, watch, or excuse me, if you see us do get below 114.53, watch for a potential short all the way back down to 111. And worst case scenario, probably around this 110 area, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I think NVIDIA has a higher chance of coming up to around this 120 area. Today, I think 120 to 122 would kind of be the max for it. But in the same breath, this would be the gap fill right here at 119.62, and then we'd have 121.86 right here, or excuse me, 121.75 that we'd watch for that to be a potential target for a turnaround here. I don't think that we can get the full press back into this up here, and this is going to be the main reason why I don't think that SPY can get up to 563. You're really going to need some of these tickers to find its legs, and I just don't know. There's a lot of negative gamma. There's a lot of bullish gamma as well, but I think it's going to kind of sit in the middle. We're going to bounce between 120 is going to be the call wall for NVIDIA. There is tons of calls that were open near that 100 area. 105, if that's something that's going to produce a gamma squeeze, we could see this thing, like I said, run into 125. That's about the highest that we see it. I do not see that surpassing that. Tesla had a nice little run yesterday. Came right into that area that we were talking about, attacking 216, 215, and then reversed. Reversed for 226, excuse me, 228. Today we are finding opening slightly at 226.10 for me here. This is a potential visit down into this 222, 224 area. I don't think that we'll find ourselves moving all the way down to 223, but in the event we do, this is really 222 has been a really strong level here. I would look for this to be another bounce off of this area and potentially go and retest high today if we do get down here. So the gamma on Tesla is very strong at 230. It's a big call wall there. I don't expect us to just get right over the top of 230 again. I think that we will find, even though we were at 235 highs there, I don't know if we'll be able to get there. Again, normally coming after a day like this, we find ourselves chopping. RSI does have a little bit of room for running. And so for me, this has potential to get to that 235, but I do think that there's going to be some dealers that are going to want to limit this from getting too far over 230. So keep an eye on that. This this has all the markings to go up to that 240, 250 range that we talked about couple days ago. So let's take a look at the daily 20. This is where we talked about maybe beginning of the week or maybe the end of last week, watching this daily 20. And I said, watch it and see if it holds the daily 20. I imagine we get some type of pullback. That day we did get under the daily 20, but it quickly rebounded overnight. And then we see this pressing. This would be something that we normally see a continuation up to our next target. So watching 536, 545 in the upcoming days is something, or in the upcoming week, is something that you probably need to consider is a possibility. Unless the market really takes a dump, I am still under the impression that we haven't surpassed the daily 20 on the S&P. And until we do that, I'm not turning super bullish. I use the daily 20. Actually, I use the daily 14 as an indicator, and it has surpassed that. But we'll see if this thing wants to, for trends, we'll see if this thing wants to get that continuation. The Qs here, right into the daily 20 again. We have a possibility at this point. What we should be looking for at this point is a potential reversal signal. But we do have such a likely squeeze going on that I think that 475 is a possibility today. That would be in the likelihood that NVIDIA pops, Tesla pops, and we see Apple pop and AMD. We see some of the big leaguers try to really press up today, but this type of action here, there's no sense of buying calls, especially 0 day. That is something that you highly need to avoid today. If we do get into that, it needs to be quick scalps. I would not. I am avoiding that at all costs today. If you are looking for calls, if you do want calls, look for some type of pullback before you do get into any type of calls, because coming in here, they're just going to chop you out. Premiums are going to be too high, looking for continuation, so you're going to be forced to likely go out of the money contracts. They'll do a theta burn. I'm expecting a really slow day, and so I'm not sure how much I'll trade today, but we're just going to be kind of eyeballing this and see if this is something where it's going to press a little bit higher on the Qs, 475, but watch 472.05 here. I've got this marked out as a breakdown, and the previous week high is right here near 473.30. Watch for that level to be played with. So watch for people to come up to that area and maybe see some type of big sell. I am expecting this to push up at first, and then I think that we're going to get some type of pullback this morning. Yesterday, we didn't quite get into our buy zone on our swing meter. We will see if this thing wants to get a continuation to the upside. If this is the case and we have essentially bottomed here, I would look for this thing to likely set new highs based on what we're seeing here. We've got a pullback and we're bottoming here. We only did like probably a 50% retracement, maybe even less from that. And we'll see if this thing has the room now to make all-time highs. Me personally, I don't think that's the case. I think that we're going to find a pop, and then I think we're going to get probably sold back down. The idea here is that we're seeing, let me pull this up. The idea here is that we are seeing some enhanced or higher than core PPI, core CPI month over month. I think the narrative will be that the feds will not want to increase, will not want to decrease, because they've been telling us. They've been telling us that they want proof that inflation won't tick back up. And they want to make sure that they're going to keep it there. So I think what might happen is we might get a surprise no rate cut. And that will jolt the market. And I think that's coming up. FOMC, I'll have to take a look on it, but and I know it is coming up, I think, in this following week here. So let's keep an eye on that. We're going to watch some positioning on flow. But as of right now, I think today is a slightly up day, but it is going to be a choppy day. It's probably a day to avoid. Yesterday was a super strong move in all tickers and all indexes. I do find that we'll probably find some type of chop today for some type of relief, but I could be wrong. So we'll find out today. If you guys have troubles navigating the market, please come join us. We have our Discord here where we have our premium chat. We talk about different things in here. We talk about different trade ideas. It's a ton of the good traders in here, a ton of good guys and girls. We also include our economic calendar. We go over earnings, flow watch. We have our public chat for people who don't necessarily want to get into maybe a premium, but do want to be able to have some type of camaraderie or some type of chat, trade, bounce ideas off each other. We have that in here as well. I do put in some free alerts in here. We have a lot of people in here killing it. Yesterday, we had some guys really do well. 40% win, 155% win. And then with 37% win. We had some really good trades yesterday. We could have taken a little bit better, but it is what it is. You know, we're happy with profit, and we'll go from there. So Samurai just gave me it here. It looks like Wednesday, September 18th. So that is going to be next week, I believe. Yeah, that does not seem right. Yeah, Wednesday next week here. Appreciate that, Samurai. He's obviously tuned in here, and we'll see if this thing wants to maybe surprise the market. But as of right now, we're gonna watch for some type of continuation. If you're looking to get in calls, watch for a pullback. But as of right now, we're going to sit on our hands most likely this morning, kind of see what happens. And then if it does want to make a PM move, we might take advantage of that. Don't get trapped in these dealers' moves. They love to do this. We're on the daily 20. It isn't just going to just run right through it. So thank you guys. Come and check us out at OptionScalps.com. This is Kula Dula. And until tomorrow, we'll talk to you.